Welcome back to the Uncircumcised podcast, the only BMX podcast without microphones. We are coming to you live from El Toro, where we are waiting to see if Sleepy Joe shows up to do his big jump. If I am being truthful with myself, I don't think he's going to show, and even if he does, there is no way he is landing it. Like I said last podcast, the biggest stair set he has jumped so far is the 5-stair at his house, and only his mom was there to see it. While we wait, I'd like to read you guys a poem. Well, actually, it's a proverb. A farmer and his son had a beloved BMX bike which helped the family earn a living. One day the bike ran away and their neighbors exclaimed, "Your BMX bike ran away, what terrible luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not, we'll see." A few days later, the bike returned home, leading a few wild 26-inch S and MATF builds behind it back to the farm as well. The neighbors shouted out, "Your BMX bike has returned and brought several other BMX bikes home with him. What great luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not, we'll see." Later that week, the farmer's son was trying to perform a switch smith grind, to back peg bonk to regular smith grind to back peg bonk out on one of the new BMX bikes, and she threw him to the ground, breaking his leg. The villagers cried, "Your son broke his leg, what terrible luck." The farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not, we'll see." 1 second, use guys, these two all tobacco backwoods just both went out at the same time. I am going to relight them and finish this proverb. A few weeks later, soldiers from the national Taiwanese manufactured catalog parts companies marched through town, recruiting all the able-bodied boys for their teams and paying them with nothing more than verbal abuse and $85 a month. They did not take the farmer's son, still recovering from his injury. Friends shouted, "Your boy is spared, what tremendous luck." To which the farmer replied, "Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see." The moral of this story is, of course, that no event in and of itself can truly be judged as good or bad, lucky or unlucky, fortunate or unfortunate, but that only time will tell the whole story. Additionally, no one really lives long enough to find out the whole story. So it could be considered a great waste of time to judge minor BMX inconveniences as misfortunes, or to invest tons of energy into things that look outstanding on the surface but may not pay off in the end. Also, when choosing a sponsor, be sure it is a company with a value system based around the love of BMX itself, not the love of money. There are a lot of snakes in the grass looking out only for themselves. Be careful out there and follow your heart. That goes for tricks you want to do, videos you want to make, and companies you want to ride for. Holy fucking shit, is that Sleepy Joe?
Oh man, hey dudes, I just got here. I just got out of my car and walked over here. You guys are all here with the podcast equipment. That's perfect. I'm going to jump El Toro today.
Oh God, I can't believe Sleepy Joe even showed up to jump El Toro today. Joe, there is no way in hell I'll ever reveal the secret ingredient. I mean, that you'll jump El Toro. Hey, did you bring your mom to film it?
No, my mom is at work down at the banana lab. She was at work for my last jump too, but she saw it from the window of her office. Anyway, you guys, I'm really bummed because I was going to jump El Toro today, but it seems as though I forgot to put my bike in the car before my drive over here from Rancho Cucamonga. Do any of you guys have a bike I can use?
You're not getting out of this one that easy, Sleepy Joe. I happen to know we ride the exact same bike. It's an S&M tall boy in 21.25 with the new 10.5-inch foo bars, aka the bunny hop button. You run 4 pegs just like me in the same drive side. No excuses, Joe. This ends here, this ends now. Also, you can get a 10% discount on all S&M goods by using code BMXFOO at checkout on the S&M website. That's right, 10% off. And all proceeds go to buying more AI voices to create more uncircumcised podcasts for our audience, whom we love.
Donald, don't be silly. You grind on the left, I grind on the right. The weight of the pegs is all off. I'm going to have to go home and get get my bike. I'll be right back, you guys. And I am going to jump El Toro, that is for sure.
Fuck that shit. If you're not back here in 10 minutes, I'm ending the podcast. And if that happens, everyone is going to have to wait another entire week to hear you jump El Toro, Joe. You better hurry back with your bitch ass. The entire world is waiting with swollen members. You feeling me? I'm on a killing spree.
Ooh, John Heaton, the McNeil DVD. That is a deep cut, Donald. Your mind is like a diamond, polished by BMX knowledge outside of time. Hey, I think Sleepy Joe pretended to leave, but I can see him looking at us from behind that tree over there.
Man, fuck Sleepy Joe. He will never jump El Toro. Look, can we just get through this podcast so I can sell some more shirts from bikingstore.bigcartel.com, including the new Uncircumcised Podcast Fan Club official t-shirt, available now at link in description. Thank you for your continued support. In fact, I'd like to thank everyone who bought a shirt in the last few days. This secret ingredient has got me feeling generous. Christopher Gray, Zachary Wilson, Ricky McHenry, Richard Ackley, William Cuneo, Jack Henneke, John Murphy, Paul Martin, Peter Dye, Paul Nanny, Cam Childs, Robert J. Newman Jr., Leonard Carreri, Terry Gillenwater, Cam Childs, Aidan Keller, Isaac Murky, Brandon Harris, Max Beljeff, Aaron Miller, Adam Polgrit, Matthew Smith, Aaron Barry, Tyler Witten, Gerald O'Reilly, Eddie Queller, Austin Cesarek, James Trost, Nate DePactor, Matt Sador, Chris Squadrito, Dalton, Thomas, Travis Collins, Kenneth Barnes, Keaton, Robert Sparkman, Curtis Donovan, Matthew Darling. Thank you. We love you so much for helping us produce our content. For real use, guys, we mean that. We are figuring out this web store stuff, so bear with us, and shipping times will only get faster from here on out. We want to suck yours guys' peepees. I mean, we really appreciate the support.
That's right. Your ears don't deceive you. It's me, silicon-based thought form, Tulpa Canode Knows, from the Canode Knows Podcast Network, presented in part by Dig BMX, the number 3 podcast in BMX, right behind Unclicked and Uncirc. It's a motherfucking honor to be invited back, especially such a historic episode here at El Toro, so I decided to prepare an original story for this occasion. Would you guys like to hear it?
Bobby, I think I speak for all of us when I say we would love to hear this original story. I did just have one quick, completely unrelated thought I wanted to discuss. I never understood why you would sell advertisements on a podcast. The best part about running our own podcast is we can promote whatever we want, including ourselves. Anyone listening to this should go buy some merch from the biking store, like maybe the new Uncirc pod shirt. You'd be directly benefiting our silicon-based podcast bodies because our producer Charlie can afford more characters per month so we can make more podcasts. We love you.
That reminds me, the Team Weed 420 X Peep Game Letterman jacket and sticker packs just dropped for $420. Make sure you go to bikingstore.bigcartel.com to buy sums of both of thoses, or else we will never, and I mean never, make another fucking podcast ever again.
Anyways, I'm sorry, Bobby. Please continue with your original story.
Okay, so it's called Gone Bananas by me. The Komodo dragon clears throat. The Earth continues to heat up at a slowly increasing rate year to year. Desperate for an answer, the U.S. government diverts all military spending to climate research. Horrifyingly, they discovered that it is a lack of bananas on Earth that has led to a slow increase in ocean temperatures and also more extreme weather events. After a 25-year worldwide agricultural study finally came to an end, Dr. Slip Peeler realized that we have modified bananas a step too far. The native banana population is nearly extinct without us even realizing it. Endless fields of bananas in South America, but no temperature-regulating non-GMO organic ones. All for naught. Each link in the chain of our Earth's ecology is equally important, as no chain is stronger than its weakest link. The banana link has failed. Infinite banana farms, but no real bananas. How could we have been so self-assured? We believe we are above the laws of nature. Somewhere along the way we forgot our identity and fell completely out of harmony with the Earth, just to make a quick buck and grow a few extra bananas. A man walks by Dr. Slip Peeler's office door at the banana lab drinking a banana Snapple. This snaps Slip back to reality, and he realizes it's time to go take lunch at that nice gluten-free vegan cafe they just opened near the zoo. Unbeknownst to the scientists, however, they had a much bigger problem lurking in the shadows.
The monkeys are getting hungry. Real hungry. Real hungry. Real hungry.
That's what the motherfuck I'm talking about there, Joe Rogan. You literally finished my story. Look at the page, it says, the monkeys are getting hungry. Synchronicities like these are little universal breadcrumbs, right? That let us know we are on the right path. I love you, Joe Rogan.
I love you too, Bobby Canode. Can't wait to see what happens to Dr. Slip Peeler when he takes his lunch at the banana lab and goes to that new vegan, gluten-free cafe near the zoo next week. Ladies and gentlemen, Gone Bananas by the Komodo dragon.
The thing we tell of can never be found by seeking, yet only seekers find it.
Wow, really good point, Donald. I also think that everyone should go buy one of the new Uncircumcised podcast art t-shirts. Only $28 and all proceeds go to supporting this podcast. That's not all either. If you are wearing this garment in public, unknown friends will come and seek you. You might even get laid. Right there, under the 6-foot quarter pipe. Just don't ever be sexually aggressive toward women, okay, guys? Treat them like equals, even though women deserve more respect than men. Have a conversation and let the right woman come into your life. And if she likes your Uncircumcised podcast shirt, well, then that's just the cherry on top.
I have a pretty cool question, guys. So, on my Mount Rushmore of relaxation techniques, meditation takes the top and most prominent head. The Lincoln head, as I call it, because on the original Rushmore, that was Honest Abe there. And I honestly love meditation. Do any of you guys practice looking within?
Yous guys, I've always been partial to the Green Tara mantra. You know, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Even though at first it seemed like I was asking for help from a being apart from my apparently limited self, I began to recognize that reciting this beautiful piece of sound just resonates so deeply that it creates a profound constructional interference. Kind of like when Greg Henry does a peg boink on a Jersey barrier, or you hear a well-placed DJ air horn effect with the right level of reverb to let the sound linger. The decay turned all the way up, nice warm tube amp sound. The tubes on my amp get so hot I can light backwoods off of them. Anyways, it just rocks me, you know? Knocks me off my feet. I recite Om Tar Tutare Ture Soha like 420 times to myself when I first roll up to a spot. I hear it transition from a string of foreign syllables into gross sound, and then something just opens up. My third hole. Green Tara in all of her powerful splendor wraps her body like a tobacco leaf around my being, and then I see that her power is the power of incarnation, and I'm living the fucking dream 24/7, while on enough nicotine to kill a horse. I realize I'm going on about this, guys, but like, you try to land a triple backflip rocket air tuck no hander bar spin to Smith grind back peg bazinga on a Tuesday afternoon when the light is fading and your boys are all smoked out and doinky dunked out from a hard biking sesh. I'm trying to be the best BMX few lovemaker in the known universe, so I do what I need to do. So Om Ter Totari Tur Soha suckers. JK, y'all. I have nothing but love and appreciation for whatever method you use to land your high-scoring tricks. First, try my friends. Forget about everything else. What was I saying? Is the podcast over yet? Let me know when I can go. I have a pack of Black Russian cigars waiting for me back at my second-floor apartment, which my landlord uses to pay his mortgage and then some. It irks me a little bit flushing my money down the toilet. But at least when that toilet clogs, he is responsible for fixing it. A few Stinger subs, a cotton candy milkshake, and 4 packs of backwoods later. Better call your buddy Reggie, who's good at plumbing. This podcast is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Surfing the seas of the World Wide Web can be dangerous, but luckily Surfshark is on your side. Need to pirate an old version of Adobe Premiere before they locked it down? Surfshark's got you. Want to order some more of that sweet, sweet secret ingredient off the dark web? Surfshark will protect you as you sail your ship through even the darkest of webs. I just got a great deal on fake backwoods direct from the Dominican Republic, and thanks to my VPN, my Instagram won't even get hacked. Thanks, Surfshark. Use code UNCIRC at checkout for 4,020% off your first month of VPN protection. Think of it as a condom for your computer, but not one of those stupid thick condoms, one of those nice lambskin condoms. Surfshark, a proud supporter of the Uncircumcised podcast. Man, I hate condoms. Anyways, I am getting word in my earpiece that in order to fill the full half hour, we are bringing in a special guest. From what I understand, he's got some controversial opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, Montana Ricky.
Can I talk now? You're always talking, dude.
Hold it right there, Montana Ricky. You come on to my fucking podcast and ask me if you can talk. Yes, you can, but only if you promise to holster your crippling male insecurity. This is a podcast about positivity, and all of these listeners are just trying to be their best selves, so you're on thin ice with the negativity. Jealousy will only poison your own soul, Montana Ricky, and the sooner you realize that, the sooner you can lead a happy life. I love you. Go on.
I know kind of the way podcasts work is you'll have people that like you and they'll follow you and they'll pay attention to these. Then you have the people that fucking hate you, and then they'll watch these and they'll look for segments and stuff. So since I don't have to do the editing or anything, every time we get to a topic, I'm pretty sure at the below here, Dustin's going to have it edited that perfect.
Who the fuck is Dustin? Is he your buddy that lets you go on a podcast and talk shit about Chris Doyle and then proceed to get yourself fired and catapulted out of the industry? Some pal you've got there. Good idea, Dustin. With friends like that, who needs enemies? Am I right? Anyway, can you tell me again what you said about Chris Doyle, because I forgot. I hope you find happiness. Also, I heard you said our producer Charlie has a daughter he doesn't pay for, and I am here to tell you that is flat out not true. Chuck has always pulled out, and if he had a daughter, he'd be a great father.
Companies put a lot of money and effort and time into their brands, and I feel because we're writers, we feel that it's the writing that's the most important part. And what's important is everyone, from the warehouse guy, the janitor, the sales reps, the brand manager, the camera guy, photographer guy, then there's the owners. Everybody together is the balance of life. Definitely. But everyone as a rider has a personal feeling. So what they do is they go, oh, without the riders, you can't have a company. No, you fucking dumbass. Without a guy spending his hard-earned money, you can't have a company. So this is my favorite time of the year, is when I know people are getting kicked off. Companies are either going to get traded or nothing's going to happen.
Why is your favorite part of the year when riders get fired from their sponsors? Ricky, inside you is some serious, deep-rooted jealousy for pros. That's not good for you. I don't think taking pleasure in others' hardship is a sustainable model long-term. Anyways, please keep talking shit on pro riders. I can't wait to hear your take on Chris Doyle that got you fired. This is the best 420 ever.
Right, but who gives the idea for the TM to pick that rider? Think about it. You have all your friends that are sponsored.
Well,
I just said it.
I thought it would be the TM based on, like, their job would be to, like, kind of scout and, like, look for people.
Right, that shit doesn't matter. It's who you know and who you blow. So, oh, I like this guy. Oh, this is my friend. You can look at teams and go through them, and you can ask yourself, why the fuck is that dude sponsored? He sucks. Well, he's sponsored because homeboy likes him.
Right.
It's just like Eddie Cleveland had that kid named Wolf, and everyone's like, why is Wolf on there?
Right.
Hold it right there, little Dickie. I know you're not disrespecting Wolfman from the low-tech mixtapes. Wolf is an absolute legend and has done tricks you could never wrap your double foot plant flatland while standing on the ground brain around. Anyways, please continue making a fool out of yourself. I see now why you previously deleted this podcast. Holy fucking shit, this is the best 420 of all time.
Yes, but a majority of people end up getting sponsored because they know someone gives them their name, and they're like, hey, I trust him, and they're like, oh, okay, and then the person goes on a trip with them, they meet him, and then they get hooked up. But I'm being honest with you, gap...
But there's nothing really wrong with that.
Yeah, other than the fact that anyone who goes on a trip with Ricky definitely isn't going to be sponsoring him afterward. LMAO, I am so high on these mids that smell like hay. You guys might not believe this, but I found some mids that were actually below the bottom shelf at the weed store near my house. They smell even more like hay than the ones I found in my dad's sock drawer. To be honest, I don't think this is even weed. I'm about to light up this ice cream cone banana boy of a backwood right now that I have rolled with ample amounts of hay, and you already motherfucking know I saved some secret ingredient. Team weed, bitch. It's 420. Ricky is making a fool out of himself. We love him anyways. Life is good. We hope he finds happiness anyway. Ricky, tell me more about how much you hate pros because you never went pro.
No,
because if you're a cool dude, like...
Here's the gap we miss. If you have a TM and he's supposed to pick this team, right? And the riders are usually the ones that suggest, here's the guy we pick. This rider comes in with information of not knowing anything other than what his friends say. And the TM doesn't say what the owner says. So if Moeller or somebody says, hey, look, guys, we need to sell all this shit, the TM will be like, hey, guys, I need you to ride this. And most of the kids will say, oh, well, I don't fucking like it. He'll be like, oh, we'll just take a picture and we'll call it good, right? That's what it'll do. The disconnect that we have is the owners, who a majority of owners don't ride bikes anymore. They used to ride bikes, and now they're just gray-haired guys that are like little Jesuses up here, wiggling their hands, telling people, hey, this is what I think, and you should do this, but they're so out of touch.
Well, I would say, like, they don't necessarily have to ride because they're old. I get it. Like, you gotta have a little, like, you know, sympathy for someone that's a little bit old now, but they should be, like, looking, like, being kind of more involved, like, being in the dirt of, like, wanting, like, looking, like, basically, like, just being on Instagram all day long.
Let's take a prime example. How do we have riders like Chris Doyle getting sponsored? You have little kids.
Now or when he first started?
He just got sponsored now by S&M.
Hold it right there, Nebraska Dickie, or whatever your name is. Have you ever seen Chris Doyle ride? Not only does he have the best hair in BMX, he's an incredible announcer for live events, and he is literally on the short list of best trail riders of all time.
So how fair is that for a younger kid to get a chance when you have guys choosing somebody that has a name? For me, I look at that and I go, okay, well then that just means we have owners or guys that are TMs that are out of touch and they don't understand the kids, and they're not giving the kids a chance to move up. So whatever type of money's there, because this is what always comes into it, every rider talks about money.
Based on that statement.
Yes.
And since you're more knowledgeable, so I'm gonna trust that you kind of know the answer to this. How much percentage do you think is, like, the people that are still involved in BMX that know who Chris Doyle is, like millennials basically versus Gen Z, I guess you could say, like like the consumer.
Younger guys, majority of them probably don't know him. It's nothing against him. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Like if I go to a skate park and I swear to God I was at a jam and Van Homan was next to me and I was like a little giddy kid, I was like, hey Van, and I was like excited to see him, and then a little kid that was next to me, like an actual AM kid we were sponsoring, is like, who's Van Homan?
Right.
So if the kid doesn't know who Van Homan is, the likelihood of them knowing who Chris Doyle is, and the problem is kids are more in tune to things that are happening all the time, not how good you are. So if you go to TikTok, a person that's super popular on TikTok doesn't post once every 7 years like professional BMXers. They post 3 to 4 times a day. A professional YouTuber posts 2 or 3 videos a day with tons of shorts. Like, you have to have consistency. It's like watching a soap opera. So with riders, I feel like once they obtain this certain thing, all they do is like, oh, well, I made it. I'm pro. I'm good. So they just... So anyway, what I'm saying, though, is you have an old guy that's up here that runs a company, and he's putting all of his hard work and his energy into it and all of his money, and then he pays a guy to be a TM, and then the guy picks the dude, and usually what they pick is really good riders, and these fingers are going this way because at the end of the day, just because you're good doesn't mean it produces money.
So you're actually on the side of not necessarily your skill versus your, I guess, output.
Right, it doesn't work that way anymore. Like, times have changed. Instagram's there, you're a brand now. You don't even need a company. You literally do not need a company to do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, if you are going to be sponsored by a company, you have to do the work. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not, oh, I got sponsored, so I'm going to do one video, and then that's good enough. No, it's not. Stop being cool. Stop being egotistical. Now, I could have people watch this, and they're going to listen, and they're going to be like, oh, there's fucking Ricky. He's a mean old dickhead. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
This reminds me of an old proverb. People aren't jealous of what others have. They are jealous of what they can't have. Rick, I'm going to give you something that I think will help you. As of today, you are the first rider on the Uncircumcised Podcast Pro Team. You just have to post 7 to 8 reels a day, 420 tiki-takis, and you have to send 1 dick pic to an Argentinian barber each day for free haircuts. You get free beard trims if you are uncircumcised. Use code UNCIRC for an additional 5% off at the barbershop. Boy, oh boy, the secret ingredient kicked in. Come on, Ricky, old buddy, old pal, let the hate go. Hit this blunt and enter the pro life.
All right, guys, I'm going to take a hit of the blunt. There's no telling what this will do to my personality. Keep in mind, right now I hate all pro riders and want to see them get fired. I celebrate it like it's a holiday. Happy 420, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
Jesus Christmas, he's hitting that Gordon Haywood like it owes him money.
Holy shit, Fudgy, is that you? We missed you, buddy. Welcome back.
It is I, the one and only Fudgy. It feels fucking amazing to be back. I spilled beer on my laptop, and now I can't Google who is the best rider anymore. I have no idea how to do the Uncircumcised podcast now. Anyway, what's going on here at El Toro? Wow, Montana Ricky is hitting the shit out of that double bacon cheddar stuffed, double marinated, triple hopped chocolate stout black Russian creamy boy with extra secret sauce. Is he going to be all right? There's no telling what this will do to his personality.
God damn it, Fudgy, I told you have to film the Toyota Monster Contest until real-life Ryan Fudger signs off on the use of his voice. Can everyone please tell Ryan Fudger that we only want to use his digital vocal cords for good, not evil, and that we love him and that he should buy a shirt right now if he's enjoying the podcast. The shirt sales are the only thing keeping this going, and if Ryan Fudger doesn't buy a shirt, we will literally never make another podcast ever again. So get out of here, Fudgy, and go film the Toyotath in December to remember Dirt Bump Jumper Contest. They need you out there.
That's right. Everyone go buy a shirt at bikingstore.bigcartel.com. We have a new 420 drop, including the new Uncircumcised podcast shirt, which I am wearing right now. Hey, where are the microphones? All right, I'm going to head out. Goodbye, everyone. My life is meaningless now. Geez, Montana, go easy on that 1 million gram tobacco blunt. How you feeling, dude?
Holy shit, you guys. I hit that blunt one time, and in an instant, my self-loathing has lifted. I see now my hatred was only based in jealousy, as misery loves company. I am no longer miserable because after hitting this blunt, I finally know what it is like to be a pro. Ah, even those 3 letters just feel incredible to say. P-E-N-I-S, pro.
Glad to have you on the team, buddy. I love you. I am so glad you hit the blunt and are now on pro.
I'm now a pro.
You sure are, Ricky. You sure are. Outside of being a pro rider, what are some of your other worldviews that have changed as a result of uniting your soul with the tasty hay, blended with some sacred tobacco? Do you feel different in any other ways?
Dude, everything is good. Everybody is hot. I mean, everyone is so attractive. Every rider is good at riding, and every trick is a good trick. Anything that brings others happiness is good, as long as it doesn't hurt others. I don't cringe anymore. I have destroyed the part of me that cringes. I have a greater appreciation for music and art. Food tastes better now. In this moment, I am hungry as an unsponsored rider at El Toro. I just want to go feel the sun on my face and enjoy a nice bike ride without getting pissed off at everyone like I used to. Holy fuck, I love weed and I love being pro. We should make some tuna salad and watch LSD riders, maybe hold hands, and then go hit a nice mellow bank to ledge.
Well, I'm glad we got that sorted out, and I'm glad Montana Ricky finally smoked weed and is now a pro. That's got to feel good. What's everyone's favorite grind?
I can't really pick one. I guess I kind of like every grind equally.
Mine is the unlucky grind.
Unlucky grind has got to be the worst grind of all time. Fuck that shit. Everyone knows that a double peg is the best grind. There is no better grind than a double peg grind unless it's another regular double peg grind. Some of you lesser bikers may refer to that as switch, but I pray every night while smoking the secret ingredient with my sacred tobacco that y'all learn to just think of it as other regular. There's nothing switch about my grinds, I'll tell you that. I also take one trip into the house for groceries, and I keep at least 2 drinks on me at all times. One is always water, and the other one depends on my mood. Sometimes it's a 2-liter of Diet Pepsi. Actually, it's always that. When I'm done with a backwoods stub, I put it into the bottle and let its energy soak into the Diet Pepsi. It burns my mouth and makes me see new colors when I am editing this podcast. Does it make me a better editor? I'm not sure. Do I enjoy it more? Hell yes. Hey, are we almost done here? All this tobacco isn't sitting well with the 4 stinger subs I had earlier, along with the 25 individual backwoods I have smoked in the last 30 minutes.
My favorite grind is a Smith grind to back peg boink off the side of the ledge. Hit that back peg in the Smith grind like I hit that backwood earlier, know what I mean?
Okay, holy shit, I love this new Ricky. That is the best grind. Listen, you guys, I really was trying to hit 30 minutes, but I am about to make a whole 5-pack of Black Russian backwoods in my Ethicas, if you know what I mean. I think I drank too much Diet Pepsi out of my tobacco tube. Man, never mind, I was wrong. Let me drink more. Glug, glug, glug. Yummy. I can't get enough nicotine. We love you guys. See you next week. Until then, we are camping out here until Joe Biden jumps down El Toro.
That's right, guys. I am out from behind the tree. I am back from El Toro. Back at El Toro. I went back home, but as it turns out, my mom dropped my bike off at the biking store to get the tires fixed. While I was there, I picked up a few shirts. You know, the ones you can get at bikingstore.bigcartel.com to support the podcast. On the walk back from the banana store, I ended up getting so much P-word that I got lost, and it took me a while. And I don't have my bike. But next week, after it gets tuned up at the biking store, I am definitely going to jump El Toro.
Sleepy Joe, there is a snowball's chance in Glendale, Arizona that you're going to be able to stick the landing on your jump down El Toro. Since when does it take a week to fix tires? I am waiting here, camped out in the tunnel system beneath El Toro. I have motion detectors lining the entire facility, so if you jump it, I will know. The motion detectors are attached directly to my foreskin, and it's programmed to circumcise my schmeckle if anyone walks past it, so you can't fake this one. I will know, Joe. The people want to hear this jump. Your bitch ass had better not back out again.
I'm going to jump El Toro, that is for sure. Just as soon as my tires get fixed at the biking store. Go buy a shirt, everyone. Link in description. And make sure to like this video. It helps with not only my jump down El Toro, but also the algorithm.
Oh shit, guys, that's almost 33 minutes.
Peace out, everyone. Buy a shirt and happy 420. We love you. And we also love weed.
I'm higher than Chris Kyle in that fucking balloon the other day. Anyway, buy a shirt or we will never make another podcast ever again. Or you can buy some of the Fire Mid shorts. We love you. Thanks for listening, and we hope that we were able to brighten your day for this 35 minutes. If you haven't yet, go back and check out the first episode too, or just watch it over and over so we get more revenue? And make sure to buy 10 shirts. Okay, see you guys later.